You know the feeling. It's New Year's Eve, the air is buzzing with possibility, and you make the promise. Maybe you say it out loud, maybe it's just a quiet commitment to yourself. And in that moment, it feels so real. You get this incredible surge of conviction. This time you think, yeah, this time it's gonna be different.
And hey, maybe for you it's not the gym. Maybe it's this is the year I finally learned Spanish. Or maybe you tell your partner, I promise, I'll be home by 6 p.m. every night. Whatever the words are, the feeling is exactly the same. It's this genuine, powerful belief that you can see your future self succeeding. You're not lying, not at all. You mean it with every fiber of your being. But then, well, life comes at you fast. A few weeks go by, that gym membership, it's somewhere at the bottom of your bag. The Duolingo owl is sending you passive-aggressive notifications, and you're texting at 7:30 p.m., so sorry a last-minute meeting came up. The promise is broken.
We've all been there, right? On both sides of that broken promise. And it makes you ask some really tough questions. Are we just unreliable? Do we just not have enough willpower? Well, here's the thing. The answer is almost never that simple. This isn't about some deep character flaw. The truth is actually a lot more interesting. It's a story about the predictable, totally fascinating, and, this is the good part, completely manageable quirks of our own psychology. So to really get why promises break, we have to start with this one core idea. Every single promise you make is actually a hidden battle. It's a fight between two totally different versions of you. There's the you who makes the promise, and then there's the you who has to actually do the thing. And even though they feel like the same person, psychologically, they are worlds apart. They have different goals, different energy levels, different everything. This right here, this metaphor absolutely nails it. Think about it. When you make a promise, you're the one holding the pen. You're feeling virtuous, you're feeling decisive, you're writing that check for $1 million of self-improvement. And there's no immediate cost, right? There's only the immediate reward of feeling so responsible and hopeful. But you're not the one who has to go to the bank. That job, that falls to a different you, your future self, who drags themselves to the bank, tired, stressed out, and finds out, oops, the account is totally empty. Let's break this down. Here are the two warring factions inside of us. Your promising self. That's you on a Sunday morning with a cup of coffee, calmly planning your week. You're motivated, you're idealistic, you're making clear, rational decisions. But then there's the acting self. That's you at 5:30 on a Tuesday. The day has been long, a deadline is looming, you're stressed, you're tired, and the siren song of your couch is just so tempting. That massive psychological gap between these two selves, that's the danger zone. That's precisely where our best intentions go to die. So the real question is, what's creating that gap in the first place? Okay, so why does that gap even exist? Well, it's not a failure of character. It's actually a feature of how our brains work. That space between your two selves is carved out by these things called cognitive biases. You can think of them as predictable glitches in our brain's wiring that pretty much actively work against our long-term goals. So let's dive into the three biggest culprits behind all this self-sabotage. First up is something called present bias, and it's a doozy. Our brains literally evolved to care way more about right now than about later. So when you promise to go to the gym tomorrow, the cost, the sweat, the effort, it feels kind of abstract, it's far away. But when tomorrow actually shows up, that cost is suddenly very real and very immediate. And the alternative? Staying on the couch. That offers an immediate reward, comfort. And your ancient emotional brain, the part that's all about survival, just screams, comfort now, and it completely drowns out that tiny logical whisper from your planning brain that's saying, but what about the promise? Now, that same planning part of your brain has its own big problem. It's what we call a delusional optimist. This leads to the second trap, the planning fallacy. See, when you promise to help your friend move on Saturday, your brain cooks up this perfect little fantasy. You're full of energy, the sun is shining, the boxes are light as feathers. It just conveniently forgets that you just pulled a 60-hour work week, that you'll be exhausted, that it's probably gonna rain, and that, let's be honest, moving furniture is objectively awful. You make the promise based on a best-case scenario, not the messy, tired reality that's actually coming. And that brings us to our third and maybe the sneakiest trap of all. Sometimes a promise has absolutely nothing to do with what you plan to do in the future. Instead, it's a tool. It's a social tool that we use to manage immediate anxiety and conflict. We make a promise not because we want to change, but because we just want a painful conversation to stop right now. Just imagine this for a second. Your partner is upset because you're working late again. They're anxious, they might be angry. You can feel that tension in the room. Your own brain's threat detection system starts going haywire. You start feeling their anxiety like it's your own, and your number one goal becomes making that awful feeling go away as fast as humanly possible.
This is especially true if you've got any people-pleasing tendency. And so, what do? You blurt this out. This promise is like a social tranquilizer dart. It works instantly. Poof! The tension is gone, your partner calms down, and you feel this huge wave of relief. The immediate problem, the conflict, is solved. You've successfully used words to de-escalate the situation, but you haven't actually made a plan to change anything. And this is so crucial to understand. That promise brought you immediate peace, but it did nothing to solve the actual problem, which is your workload. All you did was kick the can down the road. So when 5 p.m. rolls around tomorrow and you're still buried under a mountain of emails, that promise gets broken. And now the original conflict is back, except this time it's worse. It's come back stronger, because now it's not just about you working late, it's about the work and a sense of betrayal. The painkiller wore off, and now the wound is infected. Okay, so our brains are wired with present bias. They're delusional optimists, and they love to use promises as quick-fix social painkillers. I know, it can feel a little hopeless. But here's the good news. The same science that shows us why we fail also gives us an incredibly powerful toolkit to succeed. And this isn't about gritting your teeth and trying harder. Nope, this is about a total shift in how you think. From making promises based on vague feelings to making commitments based on a real, reliable system. So here it is, a 4-step toolkit designed to fight back against those cognitive traps. First, use if-then plans. Instead of a fuzzy goal like, I'll exercise more, you get super specific. You create a trigger. For example, if it is 6 p.m. on Tuesday, then I will immediately put on my gym clothes. See what that does? It preloads the decision, so your tired, in-the-moment acting self doesn't have to argue with itself, it just does the thing. Second, apply the future self-tax. This is your weapon against the planning fallacy. You have to be a brutal realist. Before you commit to something, just assume your future self will be tired, stressed, and unmotivated. So double the time you think it'll take. Ask yourself, will I still do this if I have a migraine and it's pouring rain? If the answer is no, don't make the promise. Under-promise so you can over-deliver. Third, pause before saying yes. This is your secret weapon against the appeasement trap. Instead of that knee-jerk, yes, I promise, you build in a delay. You say something like, that's really important to me, let me check my schedule and make sure I can give it the attention it deserves, and I'll get back to you in an hour. That little buffer lets the social pressure fade, so your rational brain can actually make a smart decision. And finally, for when you inevitably mess up, because you're human, you apologize with a plan. A weak apology is just an excuse. A strong apology has 3 parts. Acknowledge the impact, take full responsibility, and, this is the magic ingredient, present your new concrete if-then plan for how you'll do better next time. That shows you're not just sorry, you're serious. When you really boil it all down, we have to recognize what a promise truly is. It's heavy. It's not just words. It's literally a piece of your integrity that you are handing over to someone else for safekeeping. And when you break it, you don't just damage your relationship with them, you chip away your relationship with yourself. You teach yourself over and over that your own word can't be trusted.
So if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Becoming the person of your word isn't about finding some secret stash of willpower. It's about being more strategic. It's about understanding the weird quirks of your own brain and building systems to support your best intentions. It's about making that crucial shift from vague hope to a concrete, actionable plan. So let's bring this home for you. Just think about your life right now. Think about the promises you've made to other people, or maybe even more importantly, the ones you've made to yourself. Is there one that you could tackle differently using this toolkit? What is the one commitment where you can finally stop hoping and actually start planning? Because really, at the end of the day, one of the most powerful things you can be is a person whose word truly means something.